Okay, welcome everybody to another episode of Creators and Coffee. I'm Erica from Autofluencer, and joining me today is Kyle Welch from South Broad Creative. Hi, Kyle.
Hey guys, how's it going today?
Kyle, tell us a little bit about your background, how long you've been in the aftermarket, how you got started in it, and then about South Broad Creative and the type of work that you all do.
Cool. My name is Kyle Welch. I'm the owner of South Broad Creative, a boutique agency out of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Woof, woof.
I've been in the automotive aftermarket for roughly 7 years now. I took a small break when I was going through some job changes, but have always been freelancing in the aftermarket. But now I'm full time in the aftermarket while supporting other industries with our agency. We work with a lot of brands and a lot of creators to help build content and capture content online that's coming from users. As you guys know, the term UGC. We are absolutely preying on UGC out there for product sales and brand affinity. So that's something big that we're doing today on the digital platforms.
That's awesome. And in that, you basically said it right. You're doing a lot with user generated content. You've seen the power of brands collaborating with content creators and connecting deeper with those audiences. And you and I have had some conversations around this. You're a great advocate and supporter of Autofluencer and what we're building. But would love to hear from you. What are some pro tips that you have for either brands and or content creators and how they can work together better to really create the most successful collaborations, right? Because that's the goal.
The biggest tip on my end of things is when you connect, either if you're a creator yourself or you're a brand, make sure you have a very clear set of deliverables that you're looking for.
Hmm.
And if you are someone like me who is an agency or someone who is a creator that is not the one on camera,
Right.
have convey those deliverables in a well-written contract, whether you're using a tool like Autofluencer or doing it on your own
Hmm.
PDF creation for contracts, and make sure everything's very clear as far as the set of deliverables, whether it be a 15-second video or a 30-second video or a full series that you're lining something up
Hmm.
for. Make sure that the timeline is very clear, the payment structure is very clear, and make sure that everyone is happy before they sign the dotted line, because once you sign the dotted line you've got a contract,
Right.
and it's held up. I've had 99 times out of 100 been great opportunities with people and they've worked out great, and there's always the one time when someone goes back and said, I thought that we were going to get this, and
Right.
you've got to deal with it. This is the thing that makes your heart beat fast, and
Yeah.
you want to make sure everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. For sure. The contracts, the deliverables, we continue to hear that certainly important. What about those intangibles when it comes to, okay, these are the deliverables, but what about what goes into that deliverable? How, because that's something that's really hard to articulate in a contract. And one would say you may not want to articulate and kind of over, you know, kind of over engineer what the content
Right.
creator is seeing there. What
Well,
have you seen to be
yeah.
successful on that side?
I mean, you definitely want to over communicate your deliverables, because Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn all have their own set of rules.
Right,
So if you're posting on a specific platform, I mean, right now everyone that I work with is on Instagram, and that is their
right.
number one spot. People are starting to dig into TikTok. Make sure in your deliverables that you are laying out who's being tagged.
Oh, that's a good one.
One being collaborative,
Hmm.
which is huge because you can double, triple, and all the way up to 10 times your exposure.
Yeah.
And then general tagging for those who are not the main feature of your video, make sure they're tagged as well. I was reading the other day that Instagram's, and I didn't know this until I read it because you have to go read it. You can
Right.
tag collectively up to 20 accounts.
Mm.
So you can essentially collaborate. Someone might need to check me on this, but you can collaborate with up to 20 accounts, but you can collaborate and tag collectively up to 20 accounts. So tag people who are relative.
Yeah.
Um, just like, kind of on this call with Autofluencer and South Broad, like, my favorite coffee, Cafe Bustelo. It's espresso. And a shout out to my friend Charlotte O'Rourke. She sent me, as well as Marla Moore,
I love
some
that.
Residential Club maple syrup. I always do a half teaspoon of maple syrup in my Bustelo, and I'm pretty good at measuring, but yeah, there's my it's not bourbon. It's not bourbon. I
That's
promise.
so awesome.
But yeah. So, tag
Wait,
people
okay, so
where
you're
it
just to
makes
be
sense.
really clear, you're putting the maple syrup in your coffee.
It is.
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh.
actually espresso. It's just a little shot to
Oh,
kill
just a little espresso.
to
Okay.
kill the hurtfulness of the espresso going down.
Okay, I might have to try this. I haven't been drinking
Yeah.
coffee. I drink tea. I know it's lame, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try
Starbucks
this.
does it right now. Their most popular item on their menu is the brown sugar maple
Wow, I
syrup
had no
shaken
idea.
espresso.
Huh.
Anyway,
Who knew?
we can so tag
Yeah,
everywhere you can.
yeah.
This is an Autofluencer centric interview, but when you're doing something with a creator or an agency or a brand, think outside the box. Tag brands like Bustelo, tag brands like the maple syrup, tag your friends like Charlotte and Marla, so
Hmm.
they are seeing these videos and they are sharing them, and you multiply your exposure over and over and over.
That's awesome. That's great advice. What about, we think about, okay, so the importance of being really clear on our deliverables, um, the importance of collaborating and tagging. Just know there is a big difference on how you can collaborate between Instagram and Facebook. So found that one out the
Absolutely.
other day. How many collaborators will let you tag on Instagram versus Facebook, and it's a total pain. The brand or this is also important too. Some brands may not realize this. If you are working with content creators, you have to ensure that your brand page can be invited as a collaborator. Not all brands allow it. So make sure your brand allows that before going down that path, because that's a missed opportunity. Um, and then, the next thing I have a question about for you, Kyle. I mean, again, you are very creative and of yourself. The work that South Broad Creative does is really great. You did some stuff for us at SEMA. I'll try to tag it or figure out how I can loop in, but there's a
Yeah.
great SEMA
Yeah.
recap, the first one, um, that it's also on the South Broad page, that he did as a
Yeah, we did a
collab.
collaborative reel
It was a
together.
collaborative reel. And so if you look for that one, it's amazing. It gives a little sample of the work that South Broad does,
Yeah,
in Kyle's
definitely.
agency. But when it comes to creative control, how much should the brand, so outside of the tactical kind of deliverables, like a 30-second reel, and we want this on TikTok and what channels, how much should the brand dictate what the creator produces outside of kind of the blocking and tackling of what exactly they want for a deliverable? How much should the brand get involved in the actual content itself?
Well, I mean, they should be involved in the content as much as the creator can almost take. This goes back to the deliverable aspect. This is all under the deliverable contract. We over communicate and make sure that the creator has everything that they need to build 100% honest content, factual basis from the brand,
Hmm.
and the brand itself leaves the full creative control up to the creator. Now, if the creator comes back with content that doesn't fit the demographic of the brand, then there might be a problem. But those kind of things should be communicated within
Ahead of
the
time.
contract of deliverables.
Right.
And when you work with a good creator, they are going to research your brand. They're not going to go off cue and connect like a donut company with a fuel company.
Right.
They might have some cool connect, but leave that creative control up to the creator and the influencer. If there's a tieback, then the brand and the creator will continue to harvest a relationship that they will have forever. We'll share an article also in this reel or podcast that we're doing, and it will kind of tell you the importance of building a relationship
Hmm.
with your brands and your creators, and how that relationship should look.
Yeah.
It doesn't always need to be a transactional thing that getting the brand what they want. The creator also is a business person
Hmm.
themselves, and it needs to be a mutually exclusive, everyone benefits from.
Right.
And if you do that, you'll be successful online with your content, and your demographic will be more apt to buy from you.
That's great. That's great advice. Kyle, South Broad Creative, thank you so much for joining us on Creators and Coffee. And
Of
we will
course.
certainly
Thank you.
put a link to be able to look you up and hit you up over at South Broad for anybody looking for some digital creative agency support. And with that,
Great.
thank you so much.